यावत् पवनो निवसति देहे तावत् पृच्छति कुशलं गेहे गतवति वायौ देहापाये भार्या बिभ्यति तस्मिन् काये बालस्तावत् क्रीडासक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणीसक्तः वृद्धस्तावच्चिन्तासक्तः परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न सक्तः काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारोऽयमतीव विचित्रः कस्य त्वं कः कुत आयातः तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रातः सत्सङ्गत्वे निस्सङ्गत्वं निस्सङ्गत्वे निर्मोहत्वम् निर्मोहत्वे निश्चलतत्वं निश्चलतत्वे जीवन्मुक्तिः वयसि गते कः कामविकारः शुष्के नीरे कः कासारः क्षीणे वित्ते कः परिवारो ज्ञाते तत्त्वे कः संसारः
Clarifications. Verse number 8. Question number 1. Please explain the statement. Relationship is a strange occurrence phenomenon. Because I hear it as paranormal event led by paranormal entities. Which is one strange occurrence means. Is a strange occurrence, paranormal event led by paranormal activities is for what? Your question. What does it mean?
Why would you call it a strange occurrence or a phenomenon?
Okay, strange occurrence means, according to you, paranormal event.
I hear it as like that.
You hear it as like that. Okay. Question number 2, having gotten into relationship with removing fear and pain of loneliness as the premise, now what to do? How to take our life and relationship forward into the path of moksha? Please explain. Third question. Last class you said from the company of the good arises non-attachment to everything including the good. What is good in company of the good and including the good? Yeah. Verse number 9, we are going to redo it again. There this question will be addressed. First we'll address the first two questions. Relationships that we develop is It's so strange. It's a very strange phenomenon. It's a very strange occurrence. Strange in the sense where there is no connection, you create an illusion of a connection. That is strange. What is strange here? Where there is no connection, you in your head, you go on creating an illusion of, in your head, you create an illusion of relationship. So human beings are nothing but a chance meeting of strangers. In that chance meeting of strangers, the human mind creates the illusion. What is the illusion? Two unacquainted persons walking, because they have walked together, they start thinking they know each other. You follow? They start thinking they know each other, and they start developing a relationship. But sir, what about those who I have given birth to? What about them? Same situation. Because you are giving birth only to a stranger, not yours. Why? Because did you order it? Nobody would have ordered the children they want to know. I don't know whether my mother will say yes or not. I don't know. No parent would want the order because it is strange. You think it as yours, but it just landed on you as it were without you having absolutely no say on it. It is so strange. That which lands on you, you start calling it as yours. That is strange. Are you able to follow? Strange. How to know the other person fully, sir? It's a very strange question they ask. Everybody wants to know the other. Huh? Isn't it? Everybody wants to know the other. Now, you can't peep into your own self. How can you peep into the other? You don't know. You don't know your own self. You don't know. But you will make an attempt to know about the other. Even though we can never know the other because you don't know your own self and you can never know the other, but still we go on creating relationships. We go on creating new relationships. We go on creating. Now, what in Vedanta we do is, what is the deep reason for us making so many relationships? What is the reason? There has to be a deep reason that human being goes on creating relationships, though they know relationship is pain and anguish. Nobody needs to be taught relationship is pain and anguish, because everybody understands relationships means pain and anguish, and still human being goes on helplessly go on creating relationships, isn't it? There has to be some deep reason for it. What is the deep reason that we have to go on creating relationships? They found the true answer. What is the true answer for which we go on creating relationships? Human being feels lonely. There is a sense of loneliness. The sense of loneliness is so deep that in order to escape that loneliness, in order to avoid the loneliness, we go on creating relationships. The fear of loneliness creates a relationship, and the very relationship creates another fear of pain and anguish. Fear of loneliness, fear of pain and anguish, and you will not know what to do, but you will go on creating relationships. It's not that you don't know what to do. You don't want to do what is the right thing to do. What is the right thing to do? Become self-sufficient. That's the right thing to do. Through relationship, self-sufficiency is not possible. That's what Bhaja. That's what Vedanta itself is. Relationship is not going, self-sufficiency is not going to happen through any relationship. All relationships comes with a loneliness, a fear, a pain, and anguish. Are you okay? Loneliness is the driving force for seeking relationship. What is loneliness now? Then the next question. What is loneliness? Something you cannot claim exclusively as yours. That's loneliness. You feel lonely when you can't claim something exclusively as mine. This is mine and mine only, and all rights I have on this, and nobody can come and claim anything on this. Loneliness stems from what? Loneliness stems from a thing of you want to possess something as exclusively as yours. So the fear of loneliness, what do you do? What does all human being does? They go on creating relationships. Because of the fear of loneliness, relationship only gives you pain and anguish. This we saw last week. I don't know, last week means whenever we met last. This we saw already. Why? Relationships is bound to give pain and anguish because the starting point of relationship is a sense of loneliness. What is loneliness? Seeking exclusivity. The moment I can have something as mine, I feel a sense of completeness. Now I'm happy, sir. Now I'm peaceful. Why? Because I have something as mine. Rented villa versus your own thatched hut roof. Which will give you satisfaction? Which will give you satisfaction? The thatched roof. It's not the thatched roof that is giving you satisfaction. What is the satisfaction there? It's mine is the satisfaction. Are you able to follow? It's mine and nobody can come and claim it. This sense of loneliness drives us seeking relationships because this is the factor that is driving relationship. Relationship will necessarily end in pain and anguish. That's what we saw last week, mathematically. Two unhappy persons meeting, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Unhappiness plus unhappiness equals unhappiness plus unhappiness equals. How can happiness come? Isn't it? Happiness plus happiness can give more happiness. Unhappiness plus unhappiness gives more unhappiness. I give lots of love to others, sir, but others do not love. I give lots of love, but I don't get anything in return. You follow? I don't get anything in return. In order to love, you need to be detached. Only a person of detachment can love. A person of loneliness, fear, anguish, and all can only seek exclusivity. When you seek exclusivity, you dominate the other. You possess the other, you dominate the other, you want to control the other. The moment you want to possess, dominate, and control the other leaves. That leaving is pain and anguish. Because your argument is, I'm loving you, no, so why can't I dominate you? Because I'm loving you, I can dominate you, I can possess you. Because I'm loving you, why can't you be my slave? Will you agree to that? I love you, but be my slave. Will you agree to it? If you say, yes, I agree, then the whole world will agree. But if you say, no, no, I can't live a life like that, obviously the other also cannot live a life like that. Are you able to follow? This is the difficulty in relationship. In order to keep the exclusivity going, long back, I remember, I couldn't even laugh because it was so serious a fight. I couldn't even laugh. In the train, we're traveling. I was traveling alone from Goa to Chennai by myself. My uncle was living in Goa, so I was visiting. I was coming back. Hot summer, coming back. So there was a couple sitting. No water. She's saying, I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty. And the man is saying, in the next station, I'll get water. In the next station, I'll get water. Then I'm thirsty. I feel like saying better, it's okay to die. The whole compartment is getting nagged now. What? I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty. Hmm? Railway station came, water bottle came, she drank water, the train started, nagging continued. You know how the nagging continued? Can you guess? Can you guess how the nagging continued about the same water? Nothing different. She didn't pick up anything new. It's the same water. I am thirsty to I was thirsty. Narayana, did you hear it? From I am thirsty, the nagging shifted to I was thirsty. Why you didn't keep the water on? Why you didn't keep it? I was thirsty. Why you didn't keep... Now, what can you do? This is what relationship boils down to. Why? Because that relationship means attention has to be on me all the time. That's what relationship means. Relationship means what? All the time the attention has to be on me. Okay. Somebody gives you company. Somebody comes and says, okay, I'll be with you. Immediately what happens? You will say that person is taking my freedom away. You don't know what to do with loneliness. You will not know what to do with company also. Because when the other person comes in, the other person becomes a pain burden now. Are you able to follow? The other person becomes a pain. So when I'm alone, I want a person. When that person comes, that person becomes a burden. Now what to do? Life is very simple, sir. Let everybody stand outside the door. When I say come in, come in. And when I say get out, what they should do? Correct. Never. Correct. When I say get out, they should not get out. They should go outside the room and wait. Because when I will call next, I myself don't know. When I myself don't know, how will the other know? Therefore, what they have to do? Always wait. That's where somebody says, I'm waiting, you feel so excited. When somebody says, I'm waiting, you get so excited. Why? Because anytime you can call. And you call and the other person doesn't answer. What happens? You text, the other person has seen it but doesn't reply. What will you do? Oh God, the BP is rising. This is rising. The summer mercury rising and all is not a problem there, isn't it? It rises. Why? Thus starts the chain of mistakes. Thus starts the chain of mistake. What is it? Loneliness to company. To avoid that company, he will go and seek another company to escape. And then that becomes a burden. So to escape that, he'll go to another company. He'll go to another company. So series of mistakes, chains of mistakes. Chains of mistakes. What he doesn't understand is they think creating another mistake is rectifying the old mistake. What to do? Create another relationship with the same, not realizing something has to change from within. Ate kanta kaste putraha samsaro yamativa tattvam chintaya tadiha brataha, he said. Isn't it? I have seen one more version. Only that version has it. And I like that version also very much. There, instead of saying brataha, tattvam chintaya tadiha brantaha, it is written. There are two versions. One is tattvam chintaya tadiha brataha is what we read. Brataha means brother. Instead of guru, he is addressing like a friendly brother. There is another version. There he says tattvam chintaya tadiha brantaha. Personally, the brantaha I would prefer. Personally, in my opinion, I would prefer the word brantaha than the word brataha. Because Bhranti means what? Total delusion. Insanity it is. Yeah. Bhranti. It is insane, it is. What is insane? Another mistake is overcoming this mistake. The solution cannot be another mistake, isn't it? Have you seen any number of times we have seen this? What you think as a solution itself is another mistake. That's why it turns into a problem. You think something as a solution, and that solution itself is turning into a problem. It means in the first place, it's not a solution at all. You have replaced it with another mistake. That's why it's turning into a problem. You follow? Therefore, keep a question about Inurvati. Now, put the question again. Having gotten into relationships with removing fear and pain of loneliness as the premise, now what to do? How to take our life and relationship forward into the path of moksha. That's where he is giving some formulas in verse number 9. That is the formula. That's the formula that is going to give in verse number 9, which we started last week. We started, verse number 9 last week. Last time we met. Verse number 9. Sasangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan muktihi. Ladder of fall madri, idu ladder of growth, ladder of rise. In Bhagavad Gita, he talks about the ladder of fall. Here, he is talking about the ladder of progress, the ladder of growth. What is the ladder of growth? First, through the company of the good arises non-attachment. From the company of the good arises non-attachment. From non-attachment arises freedom from delusion. From non-delusion arises absolute steadfastness. From absolute steadfastness arises liberation in life. So, what are we saying now? From all that we have been discussing, from verse number 1 to verse number 8, the methodology, 2 formulas we have in life. And both the formulas with which we live life is proven wrong. up to verse number 8. What has happened? I'm summarizing from 1 to 8 now. We live life on two formulas. And both the formula, he's explained it as wrong. What are the two formulas now? The first formula, earning and saving. That is formula number 1, acquisition. Second formula is go on creating relationships. These are the two formulas with which we live life. One is earn and save. Earn and hoard, but anyway, we don't like the word hoarding. So we say earn and save. Because we all will get summer day, I don't know, winter days or summer days, where we need savings. Earning and saving, we think is a profitable method. That is already established that earning and saving is not a real profit. You don't get any profit out of it. It's already established. Now don't ask where it is established and all. Yeah. Now again I have to go back to Bhaja Govindam, first class, isn't it? So that is established. Second is what? To live in attachment is again such a painful way of existence. So seeking profit, you end up in loss. Seeking profit, you end up in loss. Live in attachment, pain and anguish. Lust and passions. We don't have to talk about lust and passions. Pratipaksha bhavana. All that is what? All that has conveyed one thing. What has it conveyed? Don't waste your life in this. It is very easy to appreciate this logic. Everybody will appreciate this logic. Everybody will say, I have understood it, because it is not difficult to understand. The problem is, I cannot change my lifestyle according to this. That's the problem. I can never change my lifestyle according to what I have heard or studied. Now what should I do? The one who is talking about the foolishness of all this, he is the one who has to give you the path also. Therefore, Shankara, having till now negating all that, exposing the pain and anguish aspect of the way in which you are living life, is saying what to do now. What to do now? Providing steps where the weak spiritual thirst will become stronger and stronger. Thus, there is a spiritual thirst, but it is there is a spiritual longing, but it is so weak, so feeble, so frail it is. Now, what should be done to fan it? What should be done to make it get into a conflagration? Steps are given. What are those steps? Sassangatve, nissangatvam, nissangatve, nirmohatvam. Are you okay till now? So the method is given. So first thing he's saying is from satsang. From satsang. From good, from the company of the good. Company of the good means association that reminds you of the divine. Then it is company of the good. The association that is bringing you down to attachments, to materialism, is dussang. Again I repeat, any relationship, anything that reminds you of the divine is satsang. Follow. the thought of it, you should remember God. Then it is satsang. The thought of it, you are remembering something else. It means it is dussang. So, first thing he says is have good company. Now, what is good company? What is good company? Good company is that, carefully follow. Good company is that where the other will not claim a ownership on you. Then it is good company. Bad company means where they claim possessiveness, ownership. Is the definition of satsang. Again, I repeat. Satsang means, good company means what? The relationship will not claim any ownership over you. It will say, let both of us associate to think about the divine. We are not associating for a mutual pampering. We are not associating for mutual catering. The association is to remember the divine. Then it is called satsang. Are you able to follow? So good company means what? The company, the person that you are associating, the being that you are associating will not claim ownership on you. Converse also is true. They will never allow you to claim ownership on them also. Then it's a beautiful satsang it is. Adha satsang. Wow. That kind of satsang will result in nisanga. And what we think as satsang is what, in the modern day context, satsang has reduced to singing and dancing. They think satsang. Isn't it? If I go and dance wildly in the pub, it is materialistic. If I dance wildly in a bhajan, it is bhakti. Yeah? Satsang has come to that. Satsang means continue the same, but change the place, the whole thing changes, isn't it? If you can, how they dance in the pub. Yeah. No rhythm, no motion, no grace, no nothing. Yeah. Isn't it? They'll be jumping up and down for nothing, they'll be doing. Isn't it? You see the satsangs, people will be doing that only, which is understood as bhakti. No. First thing about satsang is what? We are not saying it's wrong. Please carefully follow. We are not saying it's wrong. What is satsang? Satsang means they will not claim ownership and they will never allow ownership. Then only it is satsang. And if anybody does that to you, you will hate the person to the core. You will want to shoot that person down. Because 50% of what the other person is doing is correct. The other 50% is wrong. Satsanga enna sonno? Rendu sonno, 50-50. Narayana. What are the two things that we said in satsang? The other person will not claim ownership on you, possessiveness on you, neither will they allow you to claim ownership. Idhula which one you like, which one you don't like, adha 50-50, isn't it? 50% you are right. In which 50% you are right? The other person claiming ownership is wrong. Correct, sir. Detachment is very important in life. You claiming ownership is அது very legitimate, sir. ஏன்னா it's mine, no. Me claiming ownership is legitimate, but other retaliating it by saying I also have a share அப்படின்னா that is suffocating. Are you able to follow? First thing about satsang is what? A relationship where ownership will not be established over each other. Then why do they associate? Then what is the need to associate? Because I cannot think of the divine all by myself. All those who want to think about the divine group themselves together for a period of time. That is called satsang. Ideally, you should sit and think of the divine all by yourself, because divine is not a group activity. Group discussion மாதிரி கிடையாது இல்லையா? பஜனும் group discussion, பஜனும் group, satsangum group இல்லையா? Meditation is also group meditation. When is the human being alone? Where is the human being alone there? Follow what I'm saying? So what is satsang means? A relationship where ownership is not, mutual ownership is not exchanged. Then why get together? Because I'm not able to remember the divine all by myself all the time. A group is required to remember the divine. That group is called, the group that comes together for the purpose of remembering the divine is called satsang. You follow? That is one meaning of the word satsang. There are various meanings to the word satsang. This is one meaning of the word satsang. Another meaning of the word satsang is when you don't have a good company like that. What do you do? Because you don't get beings like that. Where do you get human beings like that? Who says, let us just sit together and think about the divine for a while? Isn't it? You don't get. Therefore, what is the other satsang? The books. The books becomes a satsang because they talk about the divine all the time. Satsang is not a guru sishya. Satsang means sishyas grouping together is satsang. Again, guru sishya na satsang கிடையாது. Because with the guru, what is the satsang there? Satsang means the sishyas grouping themselves together is called satsang. Because in the presence of the guru, the divine is always remembered. Isn't it? You look at the guru is the representation of the divine. You look at the guru as the body and flesh and matter and bones, then you missed it completely. If you look at the guru as the person, flesh, body, bones, you missed it completely. So, guru is not that person. Guru is the remembrance of, guru is the representation of the divine. That's what guru is. Are you able to follow? But again, 24/7, where do you get the gurus like that? You don't get. First of all, yaar gurundrathe period debate, isn't it? First of all, who's the guru itself is a very big debate. Whether that person is a guru or not, we really don't know. Therefore, Shankaracharya gives a very beautiful starting point. What is a beautiful starting point? Satsang. Satsang means good association, good company. This is another meaning of the word satsang. Another meaning of the word satsang is you make an effort to associate with all that is sattvic in life. That is satsang. That's another meaning of the word satsang. Satsangukku நிறைய மீனிங் கொடுத்துனே இருக்கலாம். I will stop with 3-4 meanings. Another meaning of the word satsang is you make a conscious effort to associate with that is sattvic. How do you know what is sattvic, what is not sattvic? You will not know. Therefore, go by the list. That's where in the 17th chapter, he starts with the food only. What is sattvic food? What is rajasic food? What is tamasic food? Associate with that. But sir, if I don't like it, what to do? Don't change the sattva for you. You change yourself to sattva. So from this, we understand what is satsang means. From here, satsang means this. All that enters you through the organs of perception, you make an effort to keep it as sattvic as possible. Through all the sense, the perceptions enters you through the sense organs. So what do you do? Through all the sense organs, let the perceptions enter you, make it as sattvic as possible. So through the eyes, you have sattvic sight, sattvic sound, everything, try to keep it as sattvic as possible. Through emotions, try to be as sattvic, through intellect. So through all the instruments that enters you, you try to be as sattvic as possible. That is another meaning of the word satsang. So in order to understand satsang, combine everything. Combine everything, you will get some idea of what satsang is. Then you know how satsang is possible in all aspects of life. Because the group of seekers will have a limited time. Because you can't sit together 24/7. So this has a limited time. That is also satsang. So have these 3-4 combinations of satsang. Then what happens? Your whole life becomes one satsang. Your whole life becomes one satsang. That is called satsangatve. When this type of association starts, what happens? Detachment happens. From satsang arises, from satsangatve, nissangatvam. What is nissanga, detachment? What is detachment in the flow of what we have been discussing? Detachment means no need to claim anything as yours. Detachments mean being very peaceful, to say nothing is. That's where Isavasya says, beautiful mantra, Isavasya. If you remember that, we studied Isavasya some time back, isn't it? Yeah. Beautiful is that Upanishad. You want to be happy? Yes, I want to be happy. Always? Always. Do you know what to do? I tried so many methods, nothing worked. It's making me more and more unhappy. Now you tell me what is the method? Simple method. Get detached. Get tena tyaktena bhunjitam. Tena tyaktena bhunjitam. If you want to be happy, get detached. What is detachment means? Either you say nothing is mine or you say everything is mine. You don't pick and choose. That's the beauty. Again, I repeat. Either you say everything is mine. A grand stance you get. That is what in Vedanta we try to get to that point where you should be able to say everything is mine. Everything is mine, as in the king saying the whole country is his. See, when the king says the whole country is mine, there are individual owners, isn't it? Still, there are individual owners only. He is not having pata over the entire country. He's not having ownership over the entire things. Everybody, there's still an individual, but still the sense of identity. So the sense of, so what is detachment? The classic Vedantic method of detachment is this. Say everything is mine. It means nothing specific you will claim it as yours. That is Nissanga. That is detachment. You follow? Detachment doesn't mean you create another attachment. Because all along we have been studying, in order to get detached from the lower, you have to get attached to the higher. All along we have been studying that. What is attachment to the higher is misunderstood, because we thought as we are attached to the lower, simply transfer attachment to that which I call as higher, detachment happens. Nothing will happen. Same pain, same anguish, everything will continue the same. Why? Because we didn't understand what is attachment to the higher means. Are you able to follow? All along we have been hearing this. In order to get detached from the lower, you have to get attached to the higher. Before you leave the lower rung, your leg have placed the other leg firmly on the higher rung, then you let go of the lower rung. All these examples are very good. All this we have heard very much. And then we go get attached to what we think as higher. Same pain, anguish continues. It means we have not understood what is attachment to the higher means. I always used to think, why nobody turns back and asks this question, what is attachment to the higher means? Is there a possibility to get attached to the higher? Getting attached to the higher means tapas. We don't know the connection. Are you able to follow? We think as I'm getting attached to something else of the lower, simply shift it. Then they go on thinking, oh, I'm attached to the higher. I'm attached to the higher. I'm attached to the higher. Within myself, I used to think, from where people think attachment to the higher is so easy. It is so excruciating. Because tapas is not easy in the beginning. Tapas is not easy. So what is attachment to the higher means? Attachment to the higher is called tapas. You follow? Attachment means indulgence. Attachment means ownership. Attachment means exclusivity. Correct? Are you able to follow? Attachment means indulgence. Attachment means ownership. Attachment means exclusivity. Now, what is getting attached to the higher means? Go and do the same thing to the higher. Huh? Are you able to follow? What is attachment to the higher means? We don't know what is attachment to the higher. Now, what is attachment to the higher means? Tapas. What is tapas again? What is tapas? The higher is that which constantly pokes you, pricks you, wakes you up, and you go on serving the higher. Because of gratitude that every time you are poked, you are woken up. Are you able to follow? That is called attachment to the higher. You cannot get attached to the higher like this, because the moment you are poked, the moment you are pricked, what the mind will say? No, not this person. Not this person. Not this person. Are you able to follow? The higher will show indifference to you, and you are so grateful to that indifference. That's attachment to the higher. Again, I repeat. The higher will show tremendous indifference, and you will be so grateful to that indifference. Why you become so? Why do you get so grateful to the indifference? Because in that indifference, you are becoming stronger. Able to follow? You understand it's not carelessness, you understand that is the process by which you are being made stronger and stronger. This is what satsang does. Are you able to follow? Satsangatve nissangatvam. Satsangatve nissangatvam. Pain is there only because when you say mind. Pain, the one and only reason for pain in a human being is mind. Mind. Satsang teaches you nobody is yours. Therefore, there is no pain and anguish. But very difficult to accept that nobody is mine, because when you say nobody is yours, immediately you start feeling lonely. You start getting scared. You start feeling lonely. How to overcome that? Sasangatve nissangatvam. Because of non-attachment, from satsang arises non-attachment. What does non-attachment means now? You can relate without claiming ownership and possessiveness. You can serve without claiming ownership and possessiveness. Are you able to follow? This is called non-attachment. Nissangatve nirmohatva. That non-attachment is freedom from moha. That non-attachment, nirmohatvam. Nissangatve nirmohatvam. What is the moha? The non-attachment gives you the freedom from moha. Are you able to follow? What does moha means? You don't know who you are. Nissangatve nirmohatvam. The moha goes out. The delusion goes out. What is the delusion? The delusion of not knowing. The delusion of not knowing who you are, what is your purpose. Not knowing who you are and what is your purpose. What is the sign that your moha is gone? Not that you are enlightened. Please understand. Not that you are enlightened. You understand that you are the jiva and the purpose is liberation. That clarity increases. That is called nirmohatvam. You understand that you are a jiva and the purpose becomes moksha. Nissangatve nirmohatvam. The moment the delusion is gone, nirmohatve nischala tattvam. Nischala tattvam means nischala and tattvam. The mind becomes steadfast in tattvam. No more wavering. Wavering means what? No more you have any doubts that other than moksha, you have no other than moksha, you have no other pursuit, no other interest. But sir, even now I'm feeling like that. No. Even now I'm feeling like that. No, people will say, isn't it? Even now I'm feeling like that. No. The class continues at 9:10. Some restlessness will start. Anyways, the class is continuing 9:30. Restlessness still continues. 9:45, what will happen? Get up and leave. Why? Because the other preoccupations makes you restless. Are you able to follow? Nischala Tattva means there is no other preoccupations that will make you restless when you are thinking about the divine. No other preoccupation that will make you restless. Why there is no other preoccupation? Because you, through knowledge and understanding, you have transcended all that. You have overcome all. Nirmohatve Nischala Tattva. That person who has this Nischala Tattva attains Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti means the unique contribution of Vedanta. There are few unique contributions of Vedantic thought. And one of the most unique contribution of Vedantic thought is Jivan Mukti. Liberation now. Jivan Mukti means what? Sanchita is completely wiped out. Objectivity in relation to Prarabdha, Sanchita getting wiped out. That's Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti na enna artham? Sanchita wiped out. Objectivity in relation to Prarabdha. Oh. What the freedom it is. You feel like tasting that freedom at least for 2 minutes and the freedom sir. Isn't it? At least 2 minutes, give me that freedom. What is that freedom? What is that freedom? Sanchita gone, Prarabdha, objectivity. That is called Jivan Mukti. And this Jivan Mukti is so unique to Vedanta. For no other schools to talk about this Jivan Mukti in the way that Vedanta explains it technically. What is the technical thing? Freedom from Sanchita and Prarabdha. Prarabdha vatla poyinu irukattum. You have nothing to do. Prarabdha, let Prarabdha keeps happening. You have nothing to do. You have nothing to do with it. Sanchita, where is Sanchita? It's gone. That's called Jivan Mukti. So, the steps again. Satsangatve Nisangatvam. From satsang arises, from the company of the good arises non-attachment. Please understand, all that is spoken here is in relative terms. Don't take it absolute. It is not absolute non-attachment. From satsang, to that extent you practice satsang, to that extent you will be detached. Are you able to follow? It is not absolute. It is not absolute as in, it's not an absolute state of transformation. If it is an absolute state of transformation, you are enlightened already. Then why do we talk about Nisangatve, Nirmohatvam, Nischala Tattvam and all that? The fact that he's talking all this means all this happens gradually. Meaning, to that extent you practice, to that extent you get it. So what is the first practice? Satsang. From satsanga, from the company of the good arises non-attachment. And we discussed non-attachment. From non-attachment arises freedom from delusion. More and more and more you are free. More and more you are detached. What are you getting actual freedom from? Detachment is nothing but freedom from delusion. Are you able to follow? Are you able to follow? Attachment is moha. Detachment is freedom from moha. So that's why he says, more and more you get detached, more and more you get freedom from more and more you get freedom from delusion. What is the moha? What is moha? Something belongs to me, I belong to somebody. That is moha. Again, something belongs to me. So, I have to say something as mine. I feel comfortable when somebody calls me as theirs. That's the moha. Are you able to follow what this moha means? I have to say something as mine. Also, I feel comfortable when somebody says, you are You are mine. Are you able to follow? Moha. What is moha? Delusion. Another angle. Moha means, delusion means a very deep-rooted wrong expectation in you that you should be the priority always. That is moha. You follow? Moha means what? A wrong notion, a wrong expectation that you should be the priority. And the notion, when somebody caters to that notion that you are my priority, gives you such a relief. Why it is called moha? Because moha means getting a satisfaction through lies. Moha means getting a satisfaction when somebody is lying and you are getting satisfied. Like a drunken person promising and you get satisfied by that promise. That is moha. Are you able to follow? Remember that example that he says, Swamiji gives? In the drunken state, the person says, you have saved my life, therefore all my property is yours. Immediately you will not give him the stamp paper and say, sign it. Isn't it? If you say that you are also equally drunk, isn't it? That fellow will come and say, take you. Both are moha. Both are in moha. Are you able to follow? No, what is moha means? A wrong notion that you have in your head. What is the wrong notion that you have in your head? That this person has kept me as their priority, and that's how it's going to be forever. And when the other person turns back and say, but I should be the priority, no. This is not said in the agreement. Because all agreements are one-sided, isn't it? All agreements are always one-sided agreement. There is no transaction power. Are you able to follow? What is moha now? This is moha. So when you practice this satsang and when you get non-detached, more and more and more you get detached, more and more and more you can see the intensity of moha. The moment you see the intensity of moha rightly, you will drop it. Are you able to follow? How do you say that? Nobody will ask how to drop the dirt. Will anybody ask how to drop the dirt? If somebody is asking how to drop the dirt, what does it mean? In that person's eyes, it's a treasure still. In that person's eyes, it's still diamond. It's a treasure. In some class, he has heard it as dirt. So, supervision, how to drop? I have understood it as dirt, sir, but I'm not able to drop it. How to drop it? Then I tell myself, drop what? Dirt. Oh, you are not able to drop dirt. Okay. Sasangatve nisangatvam. Why? Because the moment you see it as dirt, you get so obnoxious, I don't know what to call that. You will run away from it and you will never ever want to touch it again. Are you able to follow? This is moha. From nisangatve nirmohatvam. And then comes nirmohatve nischana tattva. When moha goes down and down and down, when in the reduction of moha, your thoughts always are centered on the divine. Thoughts always centered on the divine is what technically we call as nididhyasana all the time. open eye meditation, closed eye meditation, you can be doing something, you can be, irrespective of whatsoever you keep doing, one part of you is constantly remembering. What does it remember? What is Nischala Tattvam? What is it that it doesn't move away from that remembrance? What is that remembrance? It doesn't move away from I am Atma Brahma. I am Atma Brahma. I am Atma Brahma. It doesn't move away from that. Very soon that person will Nischala Tattve Jivan Mukti. You keep saying I am Atma Brahma, I am Atma Brahma, I am Atma Brahma. Very soon that I am Atma Brahma will become Very soon that I am Atma Brahma will become what? Aham Brahmasmi. Are you able to follow? This is the sequence. So the spiritual roadmap is given. What is the spiritual roadmap? Take by steps. Satsang, Satsangatve, Nisangatvam. From Nisanga, what happens? Nirmoha. Nirmoha to Nischala Tattva. Nischala Tattva to Jivan Mukti. Nisanga is very important. Of all this, the detachment is very important. Why? Because through detachment alone, you will be able to do the freedom from moha, nididhyasana, etc. For all that, what is the critical part in this? Detachment. Detachment is so vital. Detachment is so critical. When you are detached, you are qualified to receive the Mahavakya. When you are detached, you are qualified to receive the Mahavakya. See, even now you are receiving the Mahavakya. It's not that you are not receiving the Mahavakya now. The receiving the Mahavakya is not stirring anything inside. You hear it, you appreciate it, and that's it. It doesn't stir anything inside. It means you are not receiving it. Why you are not receiving it? Because still there is a lot of other attachments. Still there is a lot of other attachments. Therefore, what happens? Go back to that and get rid of it. Go back to that and get rid of it. Nisangatve nirmohatvam. Ajnanam it is. Moha means ajnanam. So nirmoha means no ajnanam. You get the right knowledge. Nischala tattve jivan muktihi. What is mukti means? What is mukti means? The begging bowl is dropped completely. That is mukti. Are you able to follow? Mukti means the begging bowl is dropped completely. What is a begging bowl? What is the begging bowl? What is a begging bowl? Make me happy. Keep me happy. Make me happy. What beggar it is. How insult, how sickening it is to go and fall at somebody's feet, pleading, crying, make me happy, make me happy, make me happy, keep me happy, keep me happy, keep me happy. You fall at somebody's feet and say, make me happy. Will the fellow makes you happy? Cannot. Because a slave, a beggar can never be. So be happy. So what does mukti means? Mukti means the begging bowl is dropped forever, it is dropped. The beggarliness goes away completely. The inner loneliness that you are feeling, the bankruptcy, is gone completely. Jivan Mukti. Adhan Purnam. Jivan Mukti is Purnam. Where you can say, I have abundance of love within myself, which I can share with others, irrespective of what they do to me. I have an abundance of love where I can just keep sharing and sharing. This is called Jivan Mukti. Everybody wants to live this life. Who doesn't want to live life like that? Right now, everybody wants it. When somebody doesn't love you, you say, how does it matter to me? I love. That's all. I love. But in reciprocation, sir, reciprocation, no? That is beggary. Reciprocation is beggary. Worst is what? You keep giving and don't ask anything from me. That is the worst. Today, the relationships have gone so low because everybody says keep giving, keep giving, keep giving, and don't ask anything from me in return. The moment you ask anything from me in return, oh, I can't handle this person, sir. Why? Too demand. Too demand. What does Jivan Mukti means? A life of freedom. A life of freedom where everybody is walking around chained, can't even move, isn't it? Either you have chained yourself to an iron ball that you can't even get up. Another is you have lot of, I still remember that. I still remember the example that was given by the Acharya long back. He told me. Adu, you know, kids, they make tin boxes like they tie all the tin boxes together in a thread and they tie the tin box to the donkey's tail. And poor thing, it doesn't know that. So wherever it goes, the noise keeps making. More the noise, more it gets scared and it will run. More it runs, more noise. He says, உங்களெல்லாம் பார்த்தா தகர டப்பா கட்டின அலையவங்க மாதிரி இருக்குது. Looks like all of you look like that. All of you looks like that தகர டப்பா டால்டா டப்பா, isn't it? Jivan Mukti. Jivan Mukti means where everybody is chained, can't even move. You are able to say, I am free. And the freedom that I am experiencing, you can also experience. That is Jivan Mukti. I experience freedom, and the freedom that I am experiencing can be yours also. It's not unique only to me. It's not only that I have descended from the heaven, that it is only unique to me and not possible for others. It is possible for everybody, provided sasangatve Nissangatvam, Nissangatve, Nirmohatvam, Nirmohatve, Nischalatatvam, Nischalatatve, Jivan Mukti. So the constant exposure, the constant association. What is association? The progress. Associate with the good so that you can get disassociated from the wrong. Associate with the higher so that you get disassociated from the lower. And I have already explained what is association with the higher. What is association with the higher means. What is getting attached to the higher means. All that is already explained. the fascinations, the enchantments are so powerful. Fascinations, the enchantments, all these things are so powerful that we need a protection, a fence. In the initial stages, the sapling needs a fence, and satsang is the fence. So, company of the good means directly living with, direct association with cultured people, sincere seekers, cultured people, learned ones. This is called satsang. This is like the fence that protects you. To be in the company of the good means to be in the company of those who remember the divine and not pamper each other, not claim ownership. Now, new association, isn't it? Long back, 2-3 times I said, then I stopped. We are all one Vedanta family, no? He said, what do you mean Vedanta family? Vedanta, no, loneliness. Yeah. Angadam group, na, inga vandun don't start another. Another Vedanta means loneliness. After 2-3 times, I realized better to shut up than to say the truth. So I have decided for Om Sahana Bhavatu na, say all the truths. The moment we close the class and say, we will meet next week, na, shut up. After that, anybody says anything, you will say, smile. Yes, correct. Yes. Yes, simply say yes. Nobody is hearing, no, what to do. Follow? What is satsang means? The company of the good. In the company of the good, in the company of the good also, yeah, that's where you find politics in a political organization is understandable. Politics in a service organization, there's no service happening. It means what? There's no satsang. It is only dussang is continuing. Only what board has changed. Yeah. Changing the board and changing the attire, changing the board and changing the attire is not satsang. But we misunderstand changing the board and changing the attire itself is satsang. No, that is not satsang. Nischala tattvam. Nischala tattvam means steadfastness. Nischala tattvam means the thoughts don't move away from the reality, the immutable reality. Thoughts doesn't move away from that. Whenever your thought is moving away from the reality, whenever your thought is moving away from the reality, remember 62-63, chapter 2, Bhagavad Gita. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate. Whenever your thought moves away from the reality, where the thoughts have gone, remember 62 and 63. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate. And the sangha inga maatanundra. The sangha that Krishna says that happens, that is dussang. That dussang that happens because of dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate, that sangha, which is dussang, must turn into satsang. From dussang to satsang to nissang. So what is the ultimate goal here? Satsang is not the goal. What is the goal here? Nissanga is the goal. For nissanga, satsanga is a tool that you use for a while. After after going up, you discard the ladder, isn't it? Because you don't need to come back again. You keep the ladder safely. Why? Because only when you have to come down. Here, having gone up, you burn it, isn't it? Having gone up, you burn it. That's where detachment means there's nowhere you can go back because it's burnt already. Where will you go? Because it is. So this is called sasangatve nisangatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam. Moha we decided. Moha also we defined. Nirmohatve nischalatatvam. Nischalatatve jivan mukti. Where have you heard this word nischala? Where have you heard this word nischala before? Bhagavad Gita, Sthita Prajna portion. In Bhagavad Gita, Sthita Prajna, the same word nischala is used. Nischala tatve jivan mukti. And what is jivan mukti? Living a life of abundance. Living a life experiencing abundance. That's called jivan mukti. That's why so many Puranic stories are given. God comes and asks, what do you want? And the fellow sitting on the roadside, not even having proper clothing to wear, he says, I have everything. I have everything. He's not having, nothing he's having. But he says, I have everything. That is Jivan Mukti. What is Jivan Mukti means? Experiencing abundance. Experiencing abundance means the begging bowl is dropped completely. Jivan Mukti means the remote control of your mental state is no more with others. Today, the remote control of your mental state, remote control is with others. Jivan Mukti means what? No more it is with others. You follow? Some remark of somebody is enough to upset you, isn't it? It means who's controlling your mind? Who's having the control? So they keep playing, isn't it? When you have the remote in hand, you will play. Similarly, what happens? Everybody keeps playing with the other. So Jivan Mukti means what? The remote is no more with the others. Jivan Mukti. Nischala Tattve Jivan Mukti. With this, we conclude for today and we continue next week. Clarifications we'll take up next week.